Well, a little progress being made on the quad cab. Still don't know why this don't have a spark, but I haven't had much time to look at it. Just made sure that I had fuel pressure, and I did. Not right now, but I did. Getting closer on that bag of crap. Everything I do to it seems to have one more thing that it needs. And we can show a little bit of my TIG welding. I don't know if we'd call it expertise, but I think it'll do the job. It'll hopefully keep it from leaking. Now, the subject, what we're after here, is waiting for the heater to slow down a little bit, or quiet down. But we got a strange noise in the engine, only about 2,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM in second gear was the story I got. Went for a drive, heard it a couple times, said it'd do it in every gear. I didn't get that, but I got it in here, and like always, no check engine light, but I thought I'd check the engine anyway, and it's there. And I noticed a drip underneath it. Happened to be antifreeze. And I'm not sure there's a date on this. It had to be of 20, which would have been just before I bought the shop on the old deal. And I'm wondering, well, if this is something, you know, we had put a timing belt in it. There's the sticker, what I'm saying. So, you know, being an owner of the shop that it was put into, even though it's not mine, and it's out of warranty. But the water pump's leaking. Had a new water pump timing belt. Feeling like, yeah, a little bit obligated possibly. You know, want to do right by the customer. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. Most mechanics do, most independent shops do. That aren't just run by a big corporate office somewhere else. You know, that's what's important in America, not the crap we put up with. Enough politics. So I got it this far, and I got to thinking, you know, I pulled the radiator out, which makes this job simple. Just get it out of there, get it out of the way. It's not that big a deal. It's only 2 bolts and 2 hose clamps if you do it right. So I pulled the radiator out and I brought it over to the wash bay, because that's usually what I do. And I do have a pit that recovers antifreeze and oil, so that I'm not doing anything wrong there. But I got to looking, and that is not antifreeze, but what is in there. This car has become a son's car, and I'm thinking we mistook antifreeze jug for washer fluid jug, because that's not antifreeze of any sort that I've ever seen before. So I'm thinking we got, there's a good little spot of it. That's just not, wouldn't have been the antifreeze I put in it when I did it, when it was done in this shop before. I don't think, that's not my handwriting on the ticket, so I'm pretty sure I didn't do it. I have my own little rules of cover thy ass when I do something. I don't put, I anti-seize all my lug nuts, so I know when I take it apart if somebody's been there since I was. And also I use a certain color, so I know it was me that had it apart last. Just my own little tricks of the trade I've learned. And I know what antifreeze I would have put in this, and it wasn't whatever this is. So obligation's not so heavy on my shoulders at this point. Still want to do right by the customer. Well, we're back here at the engine. Got a few more pieces off. Got the pulleys off, got the covers off, got everything looking. In my digging, I know there's a water pump issue, but I come across this. This is the timing belt tensioner. And that's oil in the top of it. That's a hydraulic little deal. little hydraulic cylinder that tensioner is in the midst of failing, excuse me. And there's no oil leaks above it here that would sneak behind it, so it's definitely that tensioner. And that's, as you're taking things apart, you're diagnosed. And that's what I come across so far. Next is the water pump. Well, while we're here, let's just reach down and see. Oh, yeah, listen to that. We've definitely got a problem in the water pump. That should not make that noise. So we're on the right track. I think we may have just found our squeal on top of it. Pretty sure this is going on in the F-bomb collection. Well, kept digging. Got the water pump off there. Looks like everything on the block looks good enough. We'll scrape it, clean it, dry it up. Mount a new water pump on there. But I was right. Got a couple of them to go into the F-bomb collection on this one. Look at this. Antifreeze. I don't know if you're going to see that so well. Let's point you down. See the dark color in the antifreeze. That's telling me there's something up. But get your eyes on it. There's something up there too. See that? The impeller has come loose, but I don't believe it's a faulty part. The tensioner could be, and it may have caused an issue later. But we got this here locking up a bit, and we had a squeal at a certain RPM, and I believe we found it. That's just not moving like it should. So I think the bearings I think the seal got taken out by the wrong coolant. The coolant got into the bearing. The bearings jumped a bit enough. You can't really see it from here, but jumped enough to make down in there it rub, and it wore it loose and broke it. And then because now that I remember, we did have an overheating problem. Fans were running the whole time. It wasn't hot, but the fans were running all the time, which was something I noticed. And, you know, just an F-bomb. Like I said, I can't really blame this on the part failure when I see the failure on what was in it for antifreeze. I'm pretty sure it was windshield washer fluid. Something's got it, and windshield washer solvent is also another name for it. Solvent don't lubricate. So that's where we're at. I don't feel so bad anymore, other than it just sucks to have to deal with it. That there, even though there's oil in it, I believe it probably would have made it. I've seen them make it the term of the timing belt, which is, like I said, 60 to 90,000. We've only got about 23,000 on it. It's bad luck, but that's why I'm here, is to fix this stuff, at least for a while. If you like this content, this ain't my favorite content. As you notice, I didn't do all the technical stuff right in front of you. If you want that, check out Wrenching with Kenny's videos. He's got some good stuff. I've learned a bit from him. And Rain Man Ray's down in Florida, I believe. He's got some good stuff. Him and I do cars. He's got some good content I enjoy. Like I said, sometimes it's just bad luck. I was really worried about it being bad parts, but I don't believe that's the cause of the issue that broke it down. It's not bad parts. It is the wrong stuff in the radiator. Well, it's running. Put back together for the most part. We're doing the old, since there was quite a mess inside of there. from all the aluminum that had flowed through the engine, so it was a little grimy and nasty. So we're just a little Dawn dish soap, straight water. We're gonna run it, get it good and warmed up. I'm gonna flush the soap back out of it, probably take about twice more. We'll stick antifreeze back in the radiator and we'll go from there. I still need to pull the jug off, clean it out. Now I flush the radiator with the pressure washer and a bunch of gallons of antifreeze with soap with Simple Green. So hopefully we'll just kind of clean her back. But all in all, pretty good old car. It's too bad somebody dumped the wrong stuff in and didn't tell anybody. Like I said, I don't throw other shops under the bus, but it happens. It does happen. I would blame that on some of the help these days. They're not paying attention. They just want to show up on, they just want their pay on payday. They don't give a shit what they ruin. For a small business, a mistake that ruins an engine, shut the business down. A lot of people don't understand that. They're so happy to have a job and money, but they don't understand that that can all go away by one of their mistakes, or being too proud to say I did something wrong. Yeah, you might get your ass chewed, but you'll still have a job, because there's some integrity in that, at least saying, hey, I did this, what can we do to solve it? You don't see that a lot these days. Everybody will stand around and lie to you and tell you, oh, it wasn't me, I didn't do it, you were the one working on it. Oh, it wasn't me. It was like that. Well, if it was like that before, why didn't you tell me? I mean, the insanity of this world today. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's sad, because I'd love to have help in this shop and some younger guys to teach, but they just seem unteachable these days. It's sad. Everybody thinks they know everything.